Cleon, if you want to fight me, you're gonna have to fight me.
I understand.
Now pick up your gold teeth.
You think that cigarette was free? Is that what you think?
I'll pay you back, man. I just don't have any money.
Excuse me.
Bug off. I'll get to you later.
Did you just call me?
Yeah, I said it.
Hey, everybody. Did you hear that? Big Raymond, for no reason, just called me. Now, was that nice? It's not like I called him fat. It's not like I said I seen prettier than he is. It's not like I said his mother's smells like egg salad, which it does.
Laying the boot to the big. Give it up.
Don't use that word around me.
The story begins with Stan Minton, a real estate salesman engaged in a tense negotiation with an elderly woman. He tries to persuade her into buying an investment property he claims is affordable. However, the woman objects, pointing out that the property is overpriced and located in a rundown neighborhood. Despite her skepticism, Stan continues to push the deal. Just as they finally reach an agreement, the police burst into Stan's office and arrest him. Stan is charged with fraud, accused of deceiving elderly clients through dishonest investment schemes. He is taken to court where he stands trial. His lawyer, Mal, refuses Stan's request to bribe the judge, prompting Stan to fire him.
I told you, I don't practice that kind of law, and I never will. You want to bribe the judge? You be my guest. I'm sure any shyster on the street will be happy to do it for you.
Desperate, he hires a corrupt lawyer named Popper. Popper successfully negotiates a lighter sentence, reducing Stan's punishment to 3 years in prison with an additional 6-month suspended sentence. He advises Stan to flee the country, but Stan refuses as all his assets have been frozen, and he is unwilling to abandon them. Meanwhile, Stan's wife, Mindy, encourages him to start a family. Stan rejects the idea, believing that having children would be too troublesome. Hurt by his indifference, Mindy decides to leave him. Overwhelmed by his crumbling life, Stan visits a bar and pays a former inmate to talk about life behind bars. The man describes prison as a brutal environment filled with harassment and violence. Stan is often ignored by the guards. Determined to avoid becoming a victim, Stan begins preparing for prison. He attempts to bulk up using steroid injections, but his efforts yield little success. He joins a local karate dojo to learn self-defense, but becomes frustrated with the monotonous training. In a moment of irritation, he challenges a student to a fight and is quickly overpowered. Embarrassed and angry, Stan retaliates and beats the student badly, resulting in his expulsion from the dojo.
You can forget about your refund.
Outside the dojo, Stan meets an elderly man who demonstrates remarkable strength by effortlessly breaking a stone wall. Impressed, Stan asks the man to train him in martial arts, promising to pay him once he regains his money. The old man agrees, and Stan invites him to live in his home. He introduces him to Mindy as his master. However, the master's unkempt appearance and chain-smoking habits make Mindy uncomfortable. During their time together, the master teaches Stan more than just fighting. He instills strict discipline, including rigorous training routines and a controlled diet to build stamina and mental strength. As Stan becomes increasingly dedicated to his training, he begins to neglect Mindy, feeling abandoned. She ultimately leaves him. Though heartbroken, Stan continues his training undeterred. After enduring grueling physical challenges, Stan finally masters the martial arts taught by his mentor. To celebrate his transformation, he invites the master and Popper to dinner. During the meal, the master reveals that Stan is only his second student. He warns him never to cross paths with his first student, who uses martial arts for evil. Emboldened by his new skills, Stan visits Master Chu, the head of the dojo that expelled him, and challenges him to a rematch. This time, Stan dominates the fight and defeats Master Chu, proving how far he has come. With his confidence restored, Stan turns himself in to serve his sentence. The master and Popper accompany him, while Mindy watches from a distance with tears in her eyes. The scene shifts to a prison transport bus carrying Stan and several other inmates. During the trip, one inmate attempts to harass Stan, but he quickly fights back and warns him not to try again. Upon arrival, Stan is assigned to a cell with an older man named Larry Schwartz. Stan asks Larry about prison life and learns about the most notorious inmates. Out in the yard, Larry points out 3 major gangs: the Black Gang led by Cleon, the Mexican Gang led by Juanito, and the Nazi Gang led by Patterson. The most feared inmate is Big Raymond, known for bullying and sexually assaulting new prisoners. When Big Raymond attempts to harass Robbie, a young new inmate who arrived with Stan, Stan steps in and defeats him in a one-on-one fight.
Pick up your gold teeth.
His strength and fearlessness earn him a formidable reputation. From his office, prison warden Francis Gask watches Stan closely, clearly devising plans involving him. Now respected and feared, Stan becomes a protector in the prison. Robbie approaches him with gratitude for saving him. Stan, anticipating further conflict, begins crafting improvised weapons for defense. Eventually, he is summoned to Warden Gask's office, where the warden offers him cigars and whiskey. Gask reveals his intention to convert the prison land into a lucrative real estate development given its prime location. He believes Stan's real estate experience could be useful and offers him early parole in exchange for his help. Tempted, Stan agrees to cooperate.
Needs to go underground.
Later, in the prison showers, Patterson attempts to ambush Stan. From then on, Stan begins observing prison dynamics more carefully, noting the daily fights and unrest among the inmates. While reviewing real estate paperwork in Gask's office, Stan meets Dang, Gask's partner in the land deal. From a tattoo, Stan realizes that Dang is part of the mafia. He confronts Gask, pointing out that the contract favors Dang and that the deal is unfair. Dang sees Stan as a threat to his profits and marks him for retaliation. Stan later calls Popper to ask whether Mindy has filed for divorce. Popper informs him that she hasn't, not long after Popper is assaulted by Dang's men for helping Stan. Meanwhile, Stan, longing for Mindy, sends her a letter. She has returned home and is now living with the master. Months pass, and Stan becomes more integrated into prison life. Recognized as a leader, he decides to bring positive change to the prison. He gathers the inmates, confiscates items used for violence, and encourages them to engage in productive and communal activities. He bans bullying and even helps Big Raymond find companionship, hoping it will curb his aggressive behavior. During a meal in the cafeteria, Robbie and his friends approach Stan and ask to join his group, inspired by his message of unity. Soon, many other inmates follow suit. Meanwhile, Larry hands Stan a reply letter from Mindy, stating her desire to visit him. As Stan's influence grows, the prison becomes a more peaceful place, fighting ceases, and inmates begin to bond. Eventually, Stan reunites with Mindy and the two reconcile. However, the improved atmosphere worries Warden Gask, who summons Stan. Gask reveals his plan to incite a massive prison riot that would force the prison board to order a mass execution of inmates. This chaos would make way for Gask to proceed with his real estate project, but Stan's efforts have disrupted the plan. Gask threatens Stan, telling him to reignite the violence or risk being killed by Dang. After careful thought, Stan reluctantly agrees to follow Gask's orders. Knowing the prison board will soon arrive for inspection, he warns Larry to stay in his cell for safety, but Larry, sensing something is wrong, alerts the other inmates, and they secretly organize a plan. On inspection day, guards prepare for chaos, unaware of the inmates' true intentions. Stan, meanwhile, is being processed for early parole. At the last moment, he has a change of heart and rushes to prevent the impending disaster. Just as he runs to the yard, Dang confronts him. A fierce battle ensues. Stan discovers that Dang is the master's first student, explaining his formidable martial arts ability.
I celebrated too early.
Stan overcomes him and hurries to stop the violence. He tries to warn the inmates, but the guards block him. Back in the yard, instead of rioting, the inmates execute their plan. They begin dancing together. This unexpected behavior confuses the guards, who hesitate to act, since dancing does not count as violence. Furious, Gask grabs a guard's gun and starts shooting in front of the prison board. Just as Gask prepares to shoot Stan, Mindy and the master arrive. They had sneaked into the prison and learned about the situation. Mindy intervenes and saves Stan. 3 years later, Stan is finally released under the supervision of the new prison warden. Gask, now a prisoner himself, is shown under the control of Big Raymond. Popper has also ended up in prison. Stan is picked up by Mindy the master and their child, Mindy Jr., as the film concludes. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. See you on the next video.